Welcome, 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 welcome to the Art Stories Project, brought to you by moi. I am the official artist, Sarah Loam. It's been a long time coming. It's been a long time coming. At least that's what it feels like to me. It feels like it's been eternity, which doesn't make sense because eternity doesn't end. So what does that mean? Does that mean I still have yet to become who I am? You know, once you start going down this rabbit hole, once you decide to lift the veil, lift the curtain, it's like the journey never ends. The information, it never ends. And so the more you learn, the less you know. It's really strange. It's really strange. So that's what's happened to me. Like, I have been doing the inside work for so long. It's almost like I came to do the inside work. It's like, oh yeah, I'll go be a human on earth and all I'm going to do the whole time is the inside work, because I'm going to have to do that as a way to counteract and stop the momentum of my childhood stories. Childhood stories are the stories that create the energy within the heart. And it's ultimately the heart that causes our effect, because the heart is usually what we're creating with, the energy from the heart. Yes, we're thinking thoughts and taking action based on that. So our thoughts play a role also, but I really think that it's the heart that really influences the thoughts the heart feels. The heart influences the thoughts the mind thinks. But ultimately, it's the two working together that are causing or creating your reality. And so for me, I was always an artist. Like, art was always my thing. But I wasn't just like into drawing. While I could draw when I was young, but I wasn't that good at it. But the way I approached everything, I approached it from the perspective of art. So my other thing besides drawing was sports, and I was really good at basketball and soccer. At least those are the two sports I played the most of. But when I played, I didn't just play to play. I played to really understand the skills that it takes to become pro. So when I was younger, I remember I used to watch the World Cup. I would study the players and their skills, specifically the ball handling skills. It's through the ball handling skills that we're able to really move the energy in the right direction in a way that has more of a strategic impact. You know, you can have a strong kicker, so you have a strong defense. You can move the ball up that way, but I didn't have a strong kick, but I had strong ball handling skills. So I was able to be fast, and most people weren't prepared for what I was coming with. They didn't realize how fast I was and how good I was with my ball handling skills. So that's where I excelled, was in the skills of dribbling. It's a weird word. Try saying it 5 times. Dribbling. But I think more specifically, what I really loved about soccer specifically, or basketball and soccer were my things. So I really studied the skills of both of them. But you know what? What I really loved about learning the skill set or mastering the skills of the sport was when that's when you really could be the artist of the sport. Does that make any sense? It's like, yeah, you could play the game, you could be an athlete, But if you're not mastering all different elements and aspects of what it means to be an athlete, to be an effective player, to be a powerful player, to be a precise player, to know where the ball is going to be 5-10 steps down the path, if you will, whatever. So I loved that part of sport. I loved being able to master the skill set and master the understanding of how the game works, so that I could play it differently, so that I could play it as if I were the artist of it. I don't even know if that makes any sense, but what I'm trying to say is I look at everything in life, and being a human, I just feel like we are meant to be artists. And if we look at ourselves as artists and creators, and if we really took the time to study what it takes and what it means to be a powerful, effective, impactful human being, creator, artist, whatever your art is, whoever you are meant to be, I think it's cultivating the artist within that allows us to really activate our gifts, the gifts that make us unique, the gifts that make us good at what we do, the gifts that actually raise the vibration and help each other in some way. And I think that's what we're all here to do, is to help. How can we help each other? Because ultimately we're just like quantum computers, here to collect information on behalf of the universe. So we're basically working for the universe and God, whatever you want to call it. But it's like this thing that is constantly duplicating itself and creating different points of view as a way to collect data and or information, as a way to experience all that there is to experience. And so we can experience life as a human, or you can experience life as something else. But regardless of how you experience life, whatever that is, and wherever that is, we are ultimately collecting information. And so if you, as a human being, understand that you are an artist and a creator, and so if that's the intention that you show up every day, and so what is an artist and creator got to do to be good? What do you got to do to be good? You got to practice. You got to study. You got to research. You got to learn, and you got to put into practice what you learned. But ultimately, in order for us to really become the artist that we really are, in order for us to get out our uniqueness, we the individual human being, we have to be willing to go within and learn about who we are, who you are. And so many of us have been put into this box, this prison, the matrix, whatever you want to call it, but it's these rules and regulations on what it means to be a human and how we do life. So we're all just kind of born into this reality, this life experience, forced, not forced, but forced into a programming. And this programming is a very low and dense frequency. And so we aren't really ever given the opportunity to learn about love and to learn about what it means to be a human, and to learn about emotions, and to learn about the laws of the universe, and to learn about out there and down there. See, we've just been lied to and put into a massive war of art, if you ask me. So it's not just our childhood stories that we have to really deal with. We have to really deal with the way that life has been designed to create this trauma-based programming, so that we suppress the inner artist and the creator, and we never fulfill our true potential. And so for me, I came here knowing that I had this thing inside of me that had to come out, but I didn't know what it was. And then the trauma from my childhood and all the fear that I got imprinted with, it basically created this mindset or this programming that I wasn't good enough. And so what ended up happening was I had this artist in me that was always trying to come through, but I could never turn pro. I was always, always, always so close, but never able to go all the way. Never able to be as impactful as I could have been if I was free, and if I wasn't afraid to fail, or if I wasn't afraid of rejection, or if I thought I was good enough. I could have been great so long ago. But instead, I had that thing in me for so long. And so I ended up on a path that wasn't where I wanted to go. And I knew it. I knew it. When I look back on my life story, which I do often, I look at all the times where I made a decision to go left instead of right, when right would have been the best thing to do. That's just an example, but I'm just saying that, like, I never followed my heart because I didn't know about that. I didn't know about love. I didn't know myself. And I didn't have these very, very, very important qualities and mindsets and programming. The belief in myself, the trust in myself, the love for myself, to be like, you know what, I don't care if I fail, and I don't care what you think of me. I just want to know, what would it be like? I just want to know, what am I capable of? If I had that, if we all had that, oh my God, the world would be so different. So different. It'd be so delicious. It really would be. Just imagine everybody out there, really, really being the professional version of themselves, not the self they've created as a way to fit into the ideologies of a very flawed and fucked up society, but the higher self, the true self, the artist, the creator, the lover, the friend, the healer. Because I know I'm not the only one that ended up taking a lot of wrong turns. I know I'm not the only one that's been hurting, and the older I got, the worse it got. And I'm not the only one that ended up sick and in a really shitty place. A lot of people end up in this dark reality, and it's really hard to get out. It's really hard to get out.